So we've often talked about why you need to learn German. So of course, if you are planning to study in Germany, you will need German. There are English courses, as I always say, but they are very limited in number. So to pursue a standard graduation course or a post-graduation course in German medium, you have to learn German. And that requires learning German to, let's say, B2 level for the Studienkolleg or the foundation course for those going for graduation, and C1 level for those pursuing their masters in German medium. If you're doing it in English medium, that's a different scenario altogether. Now, for certain courses, let's say if you're going for an MBA in Germany, you can do the course in English. It's at a private university, so it'll be a paid course, and as compared to a public university where education is free, you'll be paying a certain amount of fees depending on the university or the institution you're going to. Now, the question is, do you still need to learn German? The answer, as some people have found out the hard way, unfortunately, is yes. Because Germany is a German speaking country. It's not an English speaking country. Yes, most educated Germans speak English. If you work in multinational companies, you'll find Germans who speak good English. But that's not the lingua franca. That's not the language of the country. So, to manage your day to day life, to manage things, to get into conversations, to interact meaningfully with people, to understand the culture, to move around. So, for many things, you will need German. But the most important thing is professionally, you will need German as well. Now, one small bit of it is when you learn German, it helps you work in slightly lucrative part time jobs. So, if you are doing a part time job and it's a customer facing role, then obviously you'll get slightly more pay. But that apart, once you have graduated or once you have completed your course and you are trying for a job, then you realize how important German is and how necessary it is to get that good job. And then once you are in a job, let's say if you don't know German and you still get a job, of course you'll get a job, right? Some job at least, right? But the thing is, to grow in a job, to get promoted for your growth, you will again need German. Because it is, as I said, it is the language of communication. It is the language through which you tell people about your achievements and your skills and your potential. Plus, once you know German, obviously, you can use it in Austria. You can use it in Switzerland, right? You can use it in Netherlands. You can use it in Belgium. Plus, knowing German makes it easy for you to understand similar languages like Dutch, for example, or to a certain extent, maybe, uh, you know, understand at least to a certain extent some form of the language in the Scandinavian countries. So knowing German definitely puts you at an advantage. So yes, you might be going for an English course. So don't convince yourself that you don't need to learn German, because once you reach there and then you realize that you have to learn German, then either you keep struggling without learning the language, or if you learn it there, it's going to be far more expensive than it is here in India. So you should learn German to a certain extent. Depends on the time you have in hand, of course. So if you have time to do A1 and A2, you can do that here in India, and maybe do B1, B2, and further on depending on the requirements of your situation in Germany itself. But let's say if you need to learn A1 and A2, and that suffices for your work, or at least to a large extent of your work, then do it before going, time permitting, of course, because that would automatically make you feel very comfortable in in Germany. So learn German, and yes, it's a strict language. It has got a lot of grammar and a lot of grammar rules, but the advantage of having so many rules is that there are less exceptions. And once you get the hang of it, you start enjoying the language, and then it's like any other language, you can master it.